Hello dear students and welcome to Classic Academy YouTube channel. This video is a part of a series of dissertation chapters. So, in this video, I will thoroughly guide you how to do Chapter 3 Research Methodology. This chapter is the backbone of the research. This chapter, in fact, gives a detailed rationale of how you intend to achieve your research objectives. Supervisors are always very much concerned about this chapter and like to see what is included in it. The purpose of this chapter is to justify the research methodology chosen by the researcher. To complete this chapter successfully, you should do the following. Support and substantiate your claims throughout with reference to appropriate research methodology literature. Justify the chosen research methodology. Ensure the strategy is consistent with identified research approach, qualitative or quantitative. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the type of research approach. The possible outline of this chapter is in front of you. I will explain all these sections one by one. But before going ahead, I would suggest you to subscribe this channel for more informative, knowledgeable, and useful content. The introduction section of this chapter is the most critical part as this will explain the whole process of research activities such as research philosophy, research design, research approach, research strategies or methods, research choices, and data collection and analysis methods. I suggest to organize your methodology chapter using Research Onion framework of Saunders consisting of 6 layers. The diagram in front of you shows the Research Onion. You can choose among 3 philosophical paradigms including 1. Interpretivism, 2. Positivism, or 3. Pragmatism. You can describe and justify why you have chosen particular paradigm. The arguments should be strong to justify your choice. Remember not to state the reasons why other paradigms are inappropriate for your study. Pragmatism is the mixture of interpretivism and positivism. If you have chosen pragmatism, then state the reason which research objectives will be addressed using interpretivism and positivism. You must choose one research design which is appropriate for your study. 2 common research designs include exploratory design or descriptive design. In this section, you need to describe why you have chosen this particular research design. Give strong reasons. Remember, avoid describing the reasons why other research design is inappropriate. Research approach is the key section in methodology. You need to select research approach based on the nature of your study, which can be either qualitative or quantitative or both. The difference between qualitative and quantitative approaches is stated clearly in the tables in front of you. If you have any questions, you can ask in comments section. Research reasoning can be inductive or deductive. You can choose one or the combination of both as per the nature of your research. You need to describe clearly why you have chosen a particular research reasoning by providing strong justification. It is better not to state the reasons why other research approach is neglected. The following table shows possible selection of research reasoning with other selected methodological elements. This is in fact the beginning of the data collection activities. You have to decide who will be the respondents of the study. You need to be very clear about sampling method that you will be using depending on the type of the study. Random sampling and non-random sampling are 2 most common methods that can be found among researchers. When the researchers were looking for generalization, the random sampling will be utilized and vice versa for the qualitative. What need to be explained here is the actual processes of identifying and selecting the respondents, from determining the group of people to be studied and finally deciding who and how many to be selected to be involved in the study. Providing a table or diagram could be a very useful approach. In this section, you can critically discuss population of the study including country, industry, sample size, potential respondents, and method to approach them. You should have a clear idea what type of data collection tools you are going to use. Again, it depends on the nature of your study. For example, if your study is quantitative, you can use questionnaires as a data collection tool. On the other hand, if your study is of qualitative nature, then you can use interviews, case studies, and thematic analysis. You also need to explain and justify the use of specific software to assist them in analyzing the data, SPSS, Excel, NVivo, and alike. It is normal for the researchers to provide tables or diagrams to demonstrate how the research questions and hypotheses were addressed. The data analysis section requires you to explain the type of analysis he will use depending upon type of research strategy. Common analysis in case of quantitative study can be mean averages, frequencies and percentages, t-test, ANOVA, correlation and regression, etc. Similarly, common analysis for qualitative study can be thematic analysis, observations, and case study analysis. The researcher needs to explain the whole process of developing the instruments in great detail using as it is or adapting from other previous instruments, modifying, translating or developing self-developed instruments. Several issues like validity and reliability for quantitative instruments and trustworthiness might be of important activities in developing the instruments. Pilot studies are conducted to evaluate the feasibility of some crucial components of the full-scale study. Typically, these can be divided into three main aspects. The first aspect is process, where the feasibility of the key steps in the main study is assessed. For example, recruitment rate, retention levels, and eligibility criteria. The second aspect is resources, where we assess problems with time and resources that may occur during the main study. For example, how much time the main study will take to be completed, whether use of some equipment will be feasible, or whether the forms of evaluation selected for the main study are as good as possible. The purpose of this chapter is to justify the research methodology chosen by the researcher. To complete this chapter successfully, you should do the following. Support and substantiate your claims throughout with reference to appropriate research methodology literature. Justify the chosen research methodology. One of the most important issues in conducting a study is the ethical considerations. You need to provide what are the specific considerations have been followed in ensuring all related issues like citation, plagiarism, respect of the respondent's rights, anonymity, etc. It is equally important for the researcher to explain why and how the ethical issues have been taken care of during the research. If there is a specific issue like sensitivity, it is imperative for the researchers to show how this has been dealt with, without affecting the research processes and also the respondents' rights. In this section, you have to make concluding remarks about the whole processes of conducting data collection and analysis in order to justify why they were important to the study. The table and a diagram in front of you provide advice for the adoption of methodology. Thank you for watching this video. I would suggest you to watch next video for the instructions and guidelines for Chapter 4 results and discussion.